Every fantasy fan says that if you're only going to read one fantasy series, it should probably be this one. However, I have a few others that I think are must-sees. And welcome back to the heart of the stories we tell, where today we're going to do another Sensational 7. Why a 7 countdown? Because I have a little more energy than those that do top 5 countdowns, and a little less than those that do top 10s. Either way, I just like the number 7. So, without further ado, today we are going to talk about the top 7, the second part of my all stories that writers should see, the ones that come post 1980, which for the record means after I was born. And we're going to jump right in with number 7, a TV show that showed us what superheroes could be like when they are not from a comic book. Heroes, and I'm specifically addressing Season 1 here. Season 1 of Heroes gave us a great idea of what it meant to be a superhero in a world that didn't normally have them. Moving on to number 6, Secret Agent Oso. It's a Disney Channel show that is about a secret agent, and it's silly, and it's funny, and it teaches us about preparedness, but most importantly, it shows you how you can have James Bond-esque antics at a kid-friendly level. Anyone who's adapting anything and needs to figure out how to fit the audience should watch Secret Agent Oso. Number 5 is also for kids. Well, at least it originally started that way. Harry Potter. The Harry Potter series is a cultural icon, and anyone who's trying to fit in this culture today should definitely have read it. Number 4, though. Number 4 isn't something you read or something you watch, it's something you play. The Legend of Zelda. It's a story that is told generationally, and it shows how you can interconnect stories even that weren't originally meant to be interconnected. However, going on to number 3 is the exact opposite. The story that shows just how much forethought and interconnectivity there can be. I'm, of course, talking about George R.R. Martin's land-breaking series, A Song of Fire and Ice. Where's the Winds of Winter, though? I really want Winds of Winter. Alright, going on to number 2, we have a movie that touched everyone that saw it. One that showed the worst of humanity and the best of humanity. Schindler's List. For honorable mentions, I'm going to be a little cheeky and list the entire Star Wars saga. But then I'm also going to list A Cautionary Tale, The Killing Joke. It's popular, it's well written, and it's full of things that writers should avoid. Everyone who wants to write stories should probably check that one out too. But the number 1 is also A Cautionary Tale. Sort of. It's Unbreakable, the first M. Night Shyamalan movie, and probably one of, if not his, best. And what does it teach you? It teaches you not to be reliant on the same trick over and over again. So just to recap, we started off both of these countdowns at 7 and made it all the way to 1, so I'm going to recap both weeks. First this week, though, modern. Number 7, we have Heroes, Season 1. At number 6, we have Special Agent Oso. And then at number 5, we have the Harry Potter series. At number 4, we've broken away from stories and gone into games because it's The Legend of Zelda, the whole thing. At 3, we're A Song of Fire and Ice and George R.R. Martin's Swan Song. Number 2, we have what might be one of the greatest movies ever, Schindler's List. And at number 1, we have M. Night Shyamalan's debut with Unbreakable. Last week we started with number 7, and it was 2001, A Space Odyssey. Then we went to Frankenstein. And then we went for number 5, Othello from Shakespeare. Number 4 was 1776. Number 3 was I Love Lucy. Number 2 was the novel 1985. And number 1 was The Odyssey. As we go through this, I have to say, more and more, I love all of these stories, and I think all of them are ones that deserve a conversation. So why don't you leave me a comment, a like, and a subscribe, and we'll see if we won't continue these sensational 7s. Until then, thank you, and have a good night.